Hello, amazing people. Welcome to another Wednesday live stream conversation talks on Restream. It's our weekly show when people from Belgium, United Kingdom, America, and well, United Kingdom from Scotland and England gather, and sometimes some other people arrives. Okay, we lost someone.
And sometimes people disappear.
Well, Chris wanted to change their place on the screen. Okay. Well, I understand. Chris didn't want to be the first one to talk, introducing us, so she went away to be the last one.
I didn't know that.
But you can't make it because ladies first on my show. How are things in Belgium, Chris?
Well, things are not so good in Belgium. We will have a new lockdown. Hairdressers have to close on Saturday and schools on Monday. So it's heavy here.
Okay, perfect. So let's go to Scotland, Aberdeen. How are you, Mr. Peter?
Oh, I'm very fit, feeling fit. I've just come back from a bicycle run. I done 20 mile on Sunday. I done 15 miles on Saturday, and I'm back in helping other people come out on a bike ride with me. And I'm amazed at all the knowledge I've picked up. The weather's been great, but unfortunately, our country's not, because it's in turmoil due to the coming election. It's going to be fun.
Let's see. And in Arizona, Mr. Harper.
Good morning here anyway. I'm tired just listening to how much Peter's ran. That's more than I've driven this year. We're doing good here. Weather's really starting to pick up. It's about 80 degrees during the day now. I think that's like 30 or so Celsius, but doing good.
Perfect. And let's stay in United States. Mr. Ziegler, how are you?
Oh, best day of my life. I'm excited. We got a brand new puppy. Did you see it, Chris?
I see it. Yes,
saw the
it's
puppy,
Sophie.
She's Sophie. She's eating the furniture. I mean, so we chase her around. It keeps you young. I mean, she's only 10 weeks old, and oh my gosh, keeping up with the puppy. And I let my wife do the chores when she does the chore, but I don't clean up after her. But yeah, it's been a great week. Business is sensational. I couldn't say anything more positive.
Super.
Very good. And let's go to England. How are you, Mr. Stephen?
I'm fine, thank you, Marco. England calling. It's spring and the sun is out, and well, it's just a brilliant day. So we're happy. And in news which affects us and thousands of other Brits, our chickens have been in lockup because of bird flu, and they can actually escape again next week. So they will be happy. They don't know what's going on, but they've been locked up, cooped up, literally, for the last 5 months. So that's going to be good when they actually get released, providing they don't fly away, of course.
Usually chickens don't fly away, but who knows? So
I mean,
yes.
With chickens, if you don't clip their wings, then they can still fly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Not too high, but they can fly.
They could fly over a 4-foot fence, no problem at all. We know that for a fact.
Let me see. Let me see how is this in meters. Okay. Well, before I will check how much in meters 4 feet are.
Okay.
We were talking offline about recommendations and how we can make them, because there's this thing. Sometimes we can recommend things because we try them, and other times we can recommend, because we know someone who is working with that, with which recommended that. So I think it's a good topic to talk. Mr. Jim, you were talking about it. If you want to start the conversation, it will be good. If you don't mind.
Start my conversation about what?
Recommending things you've never used.
Recommending things I've never used. I thought that's what you were saying. Let me tell you, I can recommend things that I have researched, not necessarily firsthand used, but I've researched, I've studied. You know, many times I would generally use these things, but in my business, many times I will recommend people that I have no personal experience, since we are in a virtual world today. You know, people that I know virtually. My good friend Stephen's a good example. I've known Stephen for, I don't know, many years, and never face-to-face seen each other in the real world. So yes, I can recommend things that I have never personally used.
Perfect. Next one. Let's talk, Stephen. You're
Right. Okay. Thank you for that. I do take Jim's point that you can go on other people's recommendations, but my feeling is, and I'm probably going to be the odd one out here, and I don't mind, if I've used something and enjoyed using it, then I'm more than happy to actually recommend it. Top of my list would, of course, would be Live, or as we were on Restream, and my kit list, which is on a blog post on my website, contains about 30 different items that I've actually used over the years. And my studio at the moment is actually on a website. I am quite possibly the only Amazon influencer without an iPhone. Otherwise,
you're not.
I could go live and tell the world about everything that's in my kit list and make money. And I'm happy doing that. But if it was something that I hadn't tried or hadn't heard good reports of, then I couldn't recommend it. But that's the difference to me between marketing and personal recommendation. And I go off personal recommendation.
Okay, next one. Maybe let's bring Chris to the conversation.
Well, I do the same thing as Jim for SOC, and that's a platform for the quality of education. We need some speakers because we are doing 2 congresses each year. Now they will be online. And so we are searching for new speakers about some topics, and I do that on YouTube. I see what are they doing there, and when they do the good things and they have more views, then I can recommend them also if I haven't seen them in real life. Because I do that, yes.
Perfect. Let's see the Peter's point of view.
Right, okay. Well, I've got a long list, but I'm only going to give you one. And what I would recommend for you this week, if you're into cooking all of a sudden, like I am, I'm doing low carb, high fat keto cooking, get yourself a Ninja Foodie. And I made my own bread this week. It tasted wonderful. The food, I made it. That's me.
Very good. And let's bring Harper, because Harper, I think he has something to say about this also.
I have nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so bye-bye.
With me being an automotive guy, you know, I mean, it's one of those. I like to review products and recommend products that I've used on, you know, because I've built several cars over the years, and I'm in the process of not really restoring, but, you know, kind of, you know, reinventing my 81 K5 Blazer. And I like to use the, you know, if I went from these shocks to this shock, you know, what do I like? Which one do I like best? And why do I like this one and stuff? And so that's what I like to recommend. But there's a lot of stuff that in my niche that I I don't do imports, but I've got a lot of friends who are in the import automotive performance business, and I know the kind of work that they do. In fact, one of them is a new friend of my daughter that I met, and they happen to, their business has a car, and it's actually the fastest Honda Civic on the planet. So it's really kind of cool. I mean, I'm not into that, but that's kind of cool to have, you know, that car as their car with all of their products on it. So, but yeah, it's just, you know, it's a lot of it's word of mouth, but I mean, everybody's opinionated. There's, especially online, you go into forums and everybody's opinionated on something only because, well, my friend's dad's best friend heard that this was a bad company. It's like, well, they have no idea what you're talking about. So, but for my niche, it's kind of, here's what I've tried, here's what I've installed, and here's what the directions are not going to tell you. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I think that, yeah, Stephen?
Did anybody hear me sneeze a moment ago?
No.
Nope.
All right, okay. And that's because recommendations. That's because of Crisp AI, which Peter uses as well, and I can recommend that because
I've got it on right now.
Brilliant. Okay, it's because we use it every day, and it makes a total difference to the quality of the audio that goes out. And you can't hear background noises, you can't hear anybody sneezing, you can't hear dogs barking or children playing. So yeah, but again, I actually use that in every single broadcast I do, and that's my stance.
Okay. I have something to add to the conversation. Yes, of course, it's better to recommend something you're using. It gives you more knowledge about the thing, the gear or whatever, and also gives you more. It's more. Gives you more credibility, because if I'm talking about this microphone, people can hear the sound of the microphone. We'll see if it's good or not, or whatever. But I think we add another thing. First one is, okay, if I know that Stephen is using the BrioCam from Logitech, I know the image which Stephen has, and I may say, okay, it's a good webcam or not. And the other thing, and I think is here when we can make a difference as a specialist, as someone who can, oh my God, how can I say it? As oh my God, a reliable source of recommendation. For instance, if you know the main characteristics that good equipment should have, good gear. For instance, you know that there are these different kinds of microphones, for instance, dynamic, condenser, and these kind of things. If you can go to an Amazon page, for instance, and you look at the characteristics, also the comments, okay? And by seeing this, you can say, okay, maybe this could be good for you because your requirements are this, and this. It's good. Or maybe it's not good because this, and this. I think it's also a way, okay, I never tried. I don't know anyone who tried, but looking at the comments and looking at the characteristics, I can help you choosing if it's good or not for you. I think it's kind of another layer of knowledge you have on your, and that's something I'm doing now. I'm watching lots of shows on Amazon Live to see what things people who are working on the some of the fields I want to explore, also which things they are highlighting. Okay, so I get to know better the products on that items, and then okay, I can talk properly about them. But I think it's also because, for instance, if you want to talk about microphones, you won't have 20 microphones, you won't have 20 earphones, but if you can look at the product description and you can see, okay, it has this, it's good. For instance, talking about the webcam, it has 30 or 60 frames per second. It tells you the angle of the camera, the angle range. It can tells you how many definition, if it's 1920, if it's 720. It's, if you have this information, if you know, and you can recommend, I think it's also a good way to build your authority and trust on your audience.
Well,
Yes, authority and trust. Authority. That's the key word. I oftentimes am considered an authority in my field, and I certainly haven't driven and experienced all the dealers and cars that I recommend. But I'm considered a national authority because I have researched, and I'm knowledgeable in my subject, and the opinions of others do play into it, but they're opinions of respected others. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Bringing together something that Marco and Jim said, it is the fact that I totally agree that if you've got expertise in the area, you can judge whether a product is going to be good or not. But in order to inform that opinion, does anybody actually read Amazon reviews before buying something?
I do.
I do.
Okay, let's go. Why do you read Amazon reviews?
I'll go first. If I can, a lot of it is not only for the product, it's for where I'm getting it from. You know, I look at the reviews to find out, does the product always come in damaged, or does the product, you know, does the seller on Amazon, you know, not do returns properly or something like that. If I know the product, most of the time when I go onto Amazon for my stuff, for my vehicles, I already know the everything about the product that I'm getting. That's why I'm searching for that product. But most of my reviews will be on how attentive is the seller, how much, you know, that kind of stuff. But you know, I mean, it's like if there's a certain if there's a certain problem that's really characterized in all of the comments, that I may look at, you know, okay, well, maybe this isn't what I really want. Maybe I need to find other options for that. But yeah, I definitely read the on any of the web pages that I go and buy stuff from. I always read the comments first.
Great commentary. Fantastic commentary. Marco, what about reviews in general, not just Amazon?
Yes, absolutely.
How many people rely on reviews? How many people leave reviews? Do reviews tend to be negative more than positive? My theory is that people that are angry will more likely post a review than people that are happy. So good reviews are going to be less than negative reviews. You're going to see a lot of bad reviews. How does a vendor handle a review? Well, those are questions we could certainly discuss in great depth, because I am a big believer in Google reviews more than Amazon reviews. Google rules, in my opinion. What does the panel think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I try to leave positive as well as negative, just because of that. Where most people, you know, so you look at reviews, it's like they're all negative, but it's like that's not what the company, you know, the seller or the product manufacturer, they do, you know, a lot of positive stuff. And so I try to do that as well. I mean, if we go out to a restaurant and service is just great, I'll usually ask to speak to the manager and just say, hey, I want to let you know your employee did an outstanding job. The food was great, and they appreciate it, because they always hear the negative. But we try to leave. But mind you, we're also pretty particular when it comes to like restaurants and stuff like that. So if we if we leave a positive review, it's a really good review, and I usually know most of the managers and owners for restaurants that I go to.
Well, one of the most amazing things with Google reviews, which surprised me, is the number of people who do read them, Jim. Who take them especially in terms of places to visit, places to dine, Reviews are sort of golden for the actual location. And Google reviews, I agree, by and large, tend to be positive and honest.
My wife is a strong believer in reviews. My wife won't purchase or do anything without checking all the reviews, TripAdvisor reviews. She'll look at Google reviews. She'll look at all the reviews online. I mean, she lives and dies by it. And I'm well familiar with another trend that's happening in the world. There are vendors that buy positive reviews. There are people in the business of bringing your reputation management up. Reputation management online has become a huge business. I see Peter shaking his head, but yes, your reputation management. When I see somebody's got a ton of bad reviews, and all of a sudden they got a couple of 5-star reviews, that means they hired somebody to put those 5-star reviews there and bring their reputation up.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that you really have to look at when you look at when you're reading reviews and stuff is you also need to look at how old is this review. You know, if there's like, you look at something and 5 years ago there's like 20 negative reviews and they're all within that time frame, but there's a big gap between now and then, they probably fixed whatever went wrong, because it's not like they weren't selling anything. Because 5 years, 5 years without selling anything, you're not going to be in business much longer. But I think it's one of those, you have to look at the time frame, look for the most recent to see really how that company or is currently doing. Somebody's doing terrible, they most likely got relieved or fired or whatever, and the company's going to fix things, because reputation, even though we're in an information age, reputation is still huge. So,
yeah.
One of the things that's happened on Facebook is people actually buying reviews by giving away things. And the basic way it works is this: is each week they release 50 of a certain product at a special price. You can buy it at that special price, and if you leave a good review, you will get your money back.
No,
that to me just isn't ethical.
No, it's not.
No good.
Yeah. And just going back to Amazon reviews, sorry,
Okay.
Peter.
No. Finish. No problem.
When I'm looking at a product, and I just want to say this because Peter's actually here. When I'm looking for a product, I actually look at the good reviews to make sure that it is quality. Angelica, it looks for all the 1-star reviews when she's buying something on Amazon, and make sure that there aren't too many 1-star reviews. So we're balanced between that. But I just want to tell Peter that we now have a new toaster, which we bought from Amazon, and we had the ability to actually use an Amazon voucher. So thank you, Peter. Half a toaster in the kitchen is thanks to you.
Peter.
Yes. It's interesting you mentioned reviews, because there was a question come up on another forum I'm on about and so I looked over the past 90 days at how I had 1,081 people hit my web page at the front page. Then they went to contact us. Then they went to the reviews, and I was quite surprised how many of them went to my review page. So that's something I've got to work on and make sure it's fresh, which I haven't done. So I'm going to have to work on that, because I get a few Googles. And when I say to my guys out in the field, ask for reviews, and I say, how to say to them, how did you know my name? I was found in the internet and you had good reviews, right? Now on Google, I've got 4.9, but that was a man. I've met him in the street, actually. I was going to hit him with a baseball bat, but I didn't. Now, he had a review for me of 3 stars. And I thought, what am I going to say? I'm going to say to him, I'll meet you on the street, bud. I'll do you in. But I didn't. What I said was, I've been looking over my records. I have no recollection of you contacting my business. Now, what I found out was he's a friend of another competitor of mine. right? And I try to get Google to take it off, and it's not, as such as not. But my reply was good, yeah. And because he never come back to me, so that's sitting there, and it's made. And people actually say to me, Peter, if you're sitting with 5 stars all the time, or something, I don't know if you agree with that. So reviews. Now, what I will not do, I can tell you now, I will not pay anybody for a review. It's actually against terms and conditions.
Absolutely.
2, bid for a review. And what I do like, last of all, is when you get a good review out of the blue. I like them, and I make sure I get back to them. Another thing with the reviews, and you probably all know this, so if anybody's watching this, reply to your reviews instantly if it's good. So they know you're there watching, and then say, and next time you call me, make sure you ask for a discount. You won't get it. Ask.
Yeah, I would like to add another thing about reviews, which is the capability to filter the good reviews from the not so good reviews, because sometimes people give a 1-star review just because they are upset, just because they the sake of being negative. So I think it's also a job, for instance, for us as a influencer, as influencers, is to know to filter how a review could be good or bad, because if it's kind of a comment on social media, sometimes we see comments which are just, okay, you rock, you're amazing, or we can see those comments which are related to the topic, the thing you're talking about in the comment, in the content. So I think it's another good thing and also as a buyer, to go and to understand what's there in the comments, because sometimes it's just a bad day from someone. It's and also understand, okay, this person may give a 1-star because this particular product doesn't fit their needs, but I don't have the same needs, and maybe this product is good for me. I think it's also a critical point of view we should take when we look at reviews. What do you think about it?
Well, one thing you need to look at is there are people that always leave 1-star reviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what you need to do is look at the past history of that individual reviewer. You can do that on Google. And I don't ever take into account Yelp. Yelp is a racket, in my opinion. Yelp is a pay-per-play, and people that don't pay seem to get worse reviews.
Don't play.
Yeah, Yelp is a racket, in my opinion. So it's legal stuff. Anyway, beware that there are people that traditionally post a lot of 1-star reviews. So I look back and see what reviews has this person posted in the past on other businesses. Are they generally a negative person that posts negative reviews habitually? That's my answer, Marco.
Yeah, perfect. Peter?
So one of the best reviews I got, I seen, it was in America. It was a pizza parlor or something, or some food place. Can't remember where it was. I don't know, it was Boston or something. The person come on and ripped the restaurant apart. However, the proprietor sat down and watched everything on video as well, and then he came back with his reply, and he slaughtered them, and people found out who they were, and they regretted putting up that review. And the result was the business got more business. So be careful what you wish for. If you're a moaner and sit there and moan about everything, just think before you type. And the restaurant owner just ripped him apart. And he said, and what he did say was, And you said if I didn't get my money back or this, I will write a very bad review. There you go.
It's not a threat. You don't use a review as a threat. Now I had a moving company. We moved 2 years ago, and it was the move from hell. I mean, they broke furniture, they scratched floors, they didn't assemble things properly when it brought. It was the move from hell. So I gave a bad review to the moving company. And we had an insurance claim that was substantial, and they didn't respond correctly. But then I gave a bad review to the parent company of the moving van company, the national company. And all of a sudden, my claim was settled for exactly what I was asking.
Well, wait, Peter. I'm just gonna add an element to the screen, which is on Fiverr. There's this thing where you can buy testimonials. It's kind of a issue lately because we see those online gurus which bring people very satisfied with their courses and everything. And there's this situation. There are people available to record video testimonials about something just because.
Expand that full screen. Expand that a second. Let's take a bigger look.
Okay.
Yeah, my thing has always been if you have to buy testimonials, you're not doing business right.
No.
You just have to ask the customers that you're helping, good or bad. It's like, hey, here's give them a card or something like that, and on the back, the link to whatever. Please give us a testimonial. That's where you're going to get all the honest, people. Hey, they showed up. They were, they were very careful while they were in my house. Didn't scratch my hardwood floors or anything like that. And that's what people are going to look for is, because if you get like down here in Southern Arizona, everything's tile or, people, you walk inside, if you got rocks in your shoes, which I don't have, I have a gravel driveway. You walk in with boots and you got rocks in your shoes, you can actually, scratch the tile and stuff. And so if they're really careful and cautious with that, that's what people, I think, really look at is, are they polite? Are they on time? Do they add on all this stuff at the very end and surprise you with this really huge bill and you're kind of stuck paying it? That kind of reputation. But you shouldn't have to buy reviews if you're doing business right.
Absolutely.
I was amazed to see that, Marco. That was amazing.
Yeah. I know it because there's this in mostly in the marketing field, about those amazing trainings which will help you to succeed and to got millions of dollars from the beach and everything. And there's one thing that those guys make to sell the courses and trainings and everything. They buy these kind of things, okay, and then they put it on their sales page. And there's another one, I've been looking to these kind of things. I don't know why this doesn't change. Okay, it changed layout. And the other thing, which for me it's kind of a consternation, is that usually people who get fooled by these scams, okay, they are afraid, they are ashamed, and they don't talk about it. And some, just to try to get some money back, what they do, they become affiliates of this kind of trainings. Okay, yeah. They record a testimonial. Yes, it is a big who. They record testimonial. Look, I made this training. I became a successful. Blah 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 blah. If you want to make the same training, you have the link on the description on my bio, wherever, so you can take the course or the training. Okay, and that's the dark side of this testimonial thing. So I'm throwing the topic to the table. Who wants to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that. I've seen where a product is launched, and all of a sudden there are these amazing reviews with affiliate links from people who've never actually. This goes back to what I was saying earlier. Never actually used the software product. So it's not something you can see. Something you've got to use to know what the benefits are. And they give this a most amazing review. And as Marco said, with an affiliate link underneath, and basically people trust them and buy. Simple as that.
Absolutely. It's amazing. People, I've always said, don't take advice on how to make money from people that have no money.
Who just advises how to make money.
I'm in multi-level marketing, and you can be a millionaire. Are you a millionaire? No, but I'm going to be. Okay.
Yeah, Peter? No sound, Peter?
No sound, yes.
Yeah, do you notice how I'm being polite today? The hand up signal. I'm
Yes,
like,
yes.
I've noticed.
No,
I
You're
used to
making
do that in
improvements.
elementary school. One finger, two fingers.
I'm going to tell you a story about Fiverr. And it involved a guy from Belgium.
Oh my God.
I wanted a wasp made, right? So I could own it. And I sent him over what I wanted. And he came back. And it was horrific. And he went, what? And his Belgian typing accent, he said, how was it? I said, terrible. Do it again. This is what I want. This is what I want. Bam, bam, bam. Come back. I says, you haven't followed the instructions. Could you do it again? Oh, this is costing me money. I says, I know it is. Get it right and it won't. Typed it in. So he says, I need more money. I says, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay you. Here's your money. Thank you. And what do you want next? I says, nothing. So I don't like putting up bad reviews. So I put up a bad review. Well, it says this guy could not follow instructions. Blah, blah, blah. And he came back absolutely furious. And he said, I demand that you take that down. I goes, why? You never got it right. So anyway, he kept going. And I says, do you know what my next review underneath is going to be? Since I put up this review, the man keeps harassing me. Now go away. He was fuming. Then he come back and he said, what could I do to get that review off? I could imagine his Belgian accent fuming at his computer. But I do not. I see why I don't write bad reviews where possible. Don't threaten them, because I think what if this is happening to be also? What can you do to put this right, my friend? I don't put it to the end of it. Oh, I'll put a bad review up. It's not the way to do business. It's not. Mm-hmm. And then you'll leave it at that. That's my view. Yeah. Back to you.
One of the ways to do business, and I've noticed Brigetti's actually started doing it, and it's a good idea. It's a brilliant idea. And I know Marco does as well. Marco is the first person to mention it. Brigetti was listening and she's followed up. Basically, when you do a live interview with someone, what you want them to be is happy with the interview itself and the way it was conducted and the response from the viewers. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, that's the moment before they depart from your live studio to say, would you just like to record a testimonial? And that's the golden part, because then those testimonials can be used to promote the show that's just been and to promote future shows as well. So, Marco, are you still doing it?
No, not really, because I changed the platform where I did that. So it's a little bit harder to do it, because I was doing that on vMix. Oh my God. And the good thing about vMix, it was that you started recording the session, then you went live, then you finished the live, but it kept recording because you said so, of course. And then in that little time, I did the recording. But now, as I'm using when you're using, for instance, Restream or StreamYard, you have to go out of the stream, the studio, and then get back. And I think it's not a good way to do things. So I'm not doing that anymore. But yes, I think it's because I suggested to so many people. I think it's a good option to make this, because people just finished to have a great experience. They are happy, so they are there. You don't have to ask, oh, look, when you have time, please record a 30-second video for I can share because nobody will do this. The other day, someone said, oh, Marco, I don't know how to thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much for doing this. And I say, well, I know a way that you can thank me somehow. Just write me a good a review on LinkedIn. It was, I think, 2 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting. So it's that's it. No. I finished.
It's because the recording follows the live broadcast. There's no split, and it can be done straight away, and that's why. I mean, you could do it both at the moment. You could do that on Be Live and StreamYard, stay in the studio, click the record button, and that would work. You can't do it, I agree, on Restream, because you've got to come out and go back again. But on Be Live and StreamYard, it's eminently possible. You just hit the record button as soon as the broadcast is over. Having asked them first, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reviews of live broadcasts are valuable, and the more I'm going to start from tomorrow, so watch out.
I'll give you a good one.
Thank you.
Me too.
Peter.
No, I put my mic off, muted for now. Now listen, what do you think of this as a plan, right? Video is going to be so important in the future for everything. I hope to get testimonials and catch people unaware and say, "Could you do a video testimony?" Once I've done a job, and I'm going to be there with the guys and say, "Hey, you could give a quick video," right? So that's one. But in Britain, I'm a lookalike, right? I stand in for someone from the X Factor, which you probably don't know. However, it gives me connections with people like Gordon Ramsay. Do you all know him? Gordon Ramsay, Chef Ramsay? Yeah? Okay. Right, so Chef Ramsay in Britain's quite known, Gordon Ramsay, and Simon Cowell. Now, I'm not going to use them to endorse them. I'm going to get them to come on camera and talk about why you need pest control and a food business, and you're foolish not to take it. And if you are thinking about it, then I'll pop up and you say, give Aberkill a shout. And then that'll be the end of the advert with me and my phone number. What's your view in that?
Simon Cowell has rats.
Oh, All Stars gets rats. But no, I've got the Simon Cowell lookalike. I've
Just
got
cockroaches.
I look alike.
I can even get Mr. T.
Hands.
You know Mr. T for the 18. I've got all these guys.
I pity the fool that don't kill rodents.
No, pay them. So Gordon Ramsay is very well known in Britain. So they're not going to endorse me as such. They're going to say, in Aberdeen, why don't you get Aberkill to come and have a look and just try something new? Because a celebrity, these guys really look like him, you know. And I thought I'd have a bit of fun with that. So there you go. You've got to think out of the box. You've got to think of something new that catches the imagination.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, Gordon Ramsay is well known in the States as well, Peter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes he is.
If I say yes, chef, then it's a recognizable phrase from every single program he's ever done.
Well, that's what I'm going to say when he says, I suggest you have a look at it, but I'll say, yes, chef.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
I love his tantrums.
Sorry, I'll give way. I'm quite happy to give way. To anybody.
No. Steven. You were talking about.
If you leave me here, I'll start talking about syndication, and you don't want that.
Okay,
to
okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
No. Jim, I'm going to summon for you. A guy I was on the show a couple of years ago. I've been watching him. So the COVID came along, and he sells cars, some vans, second hand, used. And I watched him, and I thought, what's this? Because he has Saturday mornings showing all these new cars live. And he sold a lot of cars because of it. But then everything slumped because of everything. So what are you doing, man? He opened up an MOT centre. That's where they go in and get a certificate for their car being okay. So he decided, right, I haven't got an MOT centre. I'll get an MOT centre and I'll get that done. And he got a licence just recently. And then he thought, vans are needed just now. And all the used vans are getting bought up. They can't get them. So people need vans. So he's up, and it's called Herd. Herd van rental. I mean, I have to ask him why he's calling it Herd. I seen one today, and they've got elephants on it and everything. And that's a guy. I'm going to get him on the show, and I'll let you know when he's on. That's a guy that has just sat there and decided, I'm not going to sit and take this. And I admire them for what they've done, and they're doing well. Back to you.
Amazing. Everything is marketing. Everything is marketing. Everything is image. Everything is how people perceive you. You know, how they perceive you, how they perceive your business. I was in a oil change place. I'm getting the oil changed on my car, one of my older cars, and I'm having the oil changed. And the guy said, did you have a good experience, Mr. Ziegler? I said, I had a great experience. He said, did we get you in on time? He said, yeah. He said, do you have a cell phone? I said, yeah, right here. He said, pull up here. He showed me how to get to his Google site. And he had me put a review while I was sitting in my car in the oil change pit. I'm sitting there tapping out a review while I'm on site.
Yep.
To me, that was like absolutely exceptional marketing. He started out, did you have a good experience? Because everything today that we've talked about in this broadcast has been about the customer experience, whether it's business to business or business to consumer or business to viewer. We're talking about the customer experience.
Jim, have you used Loom yet?
No, I have not.
Loom. So I'll give you a quick brief. So you make your email. You can have what's behind you in a web page with all that you do, right? And you give a video. I'll give you an idea of what I'm going to do. So they get the email, and in the email, down at the corner where Peter Stewart is just now, there's a video of me. You know, you make that and send it. You can get that free. There's more you can do with it. So here's an example of me. I'll say, good day.
In the U.S., we have several services that send custom email videos.
Yeah.
We have BombBomb. BombBomb is probably the most BOMB. BombBomb. BombBomb is probably the most prevalent video sending email service in the U.S.
Yeah,
and it measures all your analytics. It tells you, you can mass send an email. You can send it to a specific person. You can respond to a customer complaint or a customer compliment or a customer inquiry. BombBomb.
Bonbon, as in sweet in French.
Kind of like blow up. Bomb.
Bonbon.
BombBomb.
It may be okay that I'm scared to open it.
Yeah. No. Oh God, you Scots and Brits, I'll tell you. Anyway,
I don't know if I should say the next bit I was going to say.
I use BombBomb, and there's a couple of companies that do that. I've been sending video emails for many years. Could you send to me? What I like to do is make an email, a video on YouTube. And then I will, now let me tell you the sequence. You'll like this. I've been doing this for 20 years. I will make a video email, and I will send it to myself, to my own email address.
Yeah.
And then I send it right out of YouTube. You can email right out of YouTube to your email address. Then I forward that email to my entire email list.
Right.
I can send it to 30,000 people.
Yeah.
And so that is one way. And I've used BombBomb to communicate with the specific people.
Right.
If I have a client, hi, John, Jim Ziegler. Look, I got your inquiry and I'm going to get back with you this afternoon. In the meantime, these are some of my testimonials, and you can actually insert videos into the video. So you can have stock videos on the side that are like testimonial videos from other people. These are some people that have used my services in the past. Hit that, and it goes into the video.
And what difference has that made? What sort of return have you had because of that?
A lot, because if you send a person a text, it's one-dimensional.
Yeah.
If you send them a text and a photograph, it's two-dimensional. But if you send them a video, it's three-dimensional. It humanizes you. You can see me. You can see my facial expressions. You can hear my voice tones. You get a sensation whether or not I'm an honest person or a scammer. You know, you get all kinds of impressions of me when you hear me speak to you. This is three-dimensional.
Well,
people learn with different modalities of learning, and video is all modalities in one.
I can tell you, people that I don't meet, but I do work for them. As soon as they open, they will say, "Hey, that's a nice guy," and I'll say, "Hi, I'm Peter. Thank you very much for using a small local business. I really like your money."
I would rather have a cartoon rat do your commercial and say, "I'm scared to death that Peter's going to come around."
Yeah, I'm racking my brain, but I'm going to try. Stephen, have you tried Loom yet, Stephen?
No. Only so many hours in a day, Peter.
All right. Anybody else?
I know Loom.
Have you used
Peter, you and me and Stephen have got to call each other next week and be sure what color shirts we wear.
Right.
Oh yeah. We'll coordinate.
I forgot about today. Stephen Sulk's thing today. Did you go, Stephen?
No.
Neither did I. Well, you should have sent me a message today to remind me. You know.
Well, you should have done a follow-up. You're quite right.
Yeah. Do you know? I get things put through to me and I'm using. And I've actually bought, because people come back to me and said, "Oh, did you enjoy it? Would you like to look at this?" And I'll say, "Yes, I will." Yeah. I'll tell you who's got good customer service. Caban. I got shoes. I got boots again. And you get a 14-day trial, but they were too tight at the toes. So I sent it back. Cost me £13 to go back to Germany. But they're going to compensate me because I'm taking a bigger size. And it's a terrific service. They're very, very good. Switzerland, German Switzerland, German speaking.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody does something right, we tend to speak well of them, don't we? I mean, it's so easy, to do. And if you give good service, if you help people, then they will remember you and they will mention you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, you know what I'm like. People know me in Aberdeen for my humour, but I get a lot of work because of Andy's work. And he says, "Oh yeah, I get a lot of compliments." I says, "Do you know why?" He goes, "Why's that?" I says, "Because I trained you." I'm glad you're sticking to what I trained you. That's the way to stop him, bang. Because I did have to say the other day, "I want you to do this way. Up. I says, "No, I'm wanting it done this way. There's a reason for it." Okay? Okay.
Very well. Time to wrap.
Oh, I'm near the end.
Yeah, the time flies. Mr. Healy, can you rap, please?
I can't rap, but I can rap.
Okay.
You don't want me to sing. You do not want me to sing. Okay. From Georgia, from Arizona, from Aberdeen, from Belgium, from Portugal, and from the UK, from England, sorry. It's goodbye for this week. We're back next week, same time, but it's a little less complicated. It will be 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK, 6 p.m. in Belgium. We look forward to seeing you next week, and it's at my house, so you're all welcome to join us.
So when it's in my house, you know
Bye.
We're not going to Portugal.
Just get ready for the French surrender from Stephen there. Bye.